Hey family, this is Darlene. So I put the fillers like right here, and I'm gonna try the bigger ones. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the beads on first, and then I'll try it with the bigger ones and see what it looks like. Okay, because I can see what it looks like already. So let me see, and then I'm gonna put the bigger ones on. This is not what I had in mind, but we're going to check it out and see what it's doing for us. So that's the start of it. I like it already. This wire is fussy. So I'm going to lay it down here. And then hopefully you guys can see it. So those, and then I'm going to put, let's do a black mat on each side. And then we'll put another one of our love beads. And let's see what that looks like. I like the way that looks so far. And then let's lay it down. And then I was going to use a couple of the metal beads that are wrapped with the wire. The video for how to do these is here somewhere. I'll be sure to embed it. So if you want to learn how to wrap metal beads and make them look like this, you can learn how to do that. So I'm going to put this on here. All right, I got to stand it up. And then I'll put the other one on. I had started out really good earlier this morning because I was working on a lot of stuff and doing some things, and you know what happened when you get a phone call. So I got a phone call, got invited somewhere, so I took off for a little bit. And of course, when you take off and you come back home, you never pick up where you left off at. So I was saying, okay, well, I do want to at least work on the necklace, and then there's some other things I'm gonna work on too. So if I don't get some stuff done today, well, tonight, because it's nighttime here where I am. In fact, what time is it? It's about 8:49 now. Ooh, I've done ran off and being a grown up. I was thinking, while I was out being a grown up, that I don't know if anybody else has experienced this or is experiencing this. My son is 28. So I thought about the freedom before him and the freedom after him. The freedom before a child or children is very different. I don't know if anybody has noticed that or not. But for me, the freedom after, well, the freedom before my son was like working and going to college, and it might have been going to little parties and, just being free, young and free, never anything reckless, thank God. But, just being free. It was a different type of freedom. And then when you have a child or children and they grow up and they go out of your house and they move away and, doing their own life, and you're free again, it's a different type of freedom. It's a type of freedom that is not, well, for me, it's not it's a whole different set of responsibilities and love of doing different things. And, it's just different. It's a whole different life than it was before. And I'm like, okay, well, chances are it's like that because you're older. Before him, you were young. I didn't have my son until I was 30. But you're older, you have different interests now and like all that good stuff. And I was just like, wow, that's really something though, that God will allow you, to be able to go through those different transitions and just experience life in its many different aspects, as you age and grow and experience certain things. And I'm just like, wow, that's really something. And then I also thought that too, because I've seen children. I'm gonna use some of the couple of the black love beads. And I've seen children, not even children, but adults, when a parent has passed away, those grown people did not know what to do, because they always leaned on their mom and their dad, or, they never moved away from home, or, just different things like that. And I was just like, wow, how blessed, I am that, and I'm sure many of you guys too, that your children are gone. They got their careers, they got their lives, they may have their families, they're just living life to the point where, if God called you home, anytime soon, everybody would be fine. In the sense of, being responsible adult people that are taking care of themselves, and that's a blessing. That is like a true blessing, and it's like, pat yourself on the back, give yourself some praise, because that was not an easy journey. I know for anybody having children, I don't care how good of a mom, how good of a dad you were and are, that, some of the most trying and difficult time as an adult is being a parent. And I know that. And I just believe that the most trying time for any child is between 13 and 18. If something happens to them between 13 and 18. And what happens with them between the age of 13 and 18 will determine the type of person that they will be from 18 until like maybe early 30s. And then it's like at their early 30s, they hit another point in life where it's like a shift that happens. And if they're not supported or in a solid, healthy foundation, like family support, and doing those type of things, they go off. So between 13 and 18, they're becoming, they're teenagers, and the hormones and everything in their body, their mind change. They just become different people. And it's like, what in the world? Where did this monster come from in my house? Right? But they're growing. It's like everything about them, their bodies is different, their minds is different. They're going through something that they themselves don't even know how to handle, and I do know, like for my son, when he was going through his transitional period between 13 and 18, I went and got my son a therapist. I literally searched and I found my son a therapist. The therapist, because I have a black male son, I found a black male therapist. I wanted somebody that would be able to understand, that could connect and think from the mind in which that 13-year-old black male was thinking from. And the therapist he grew up in Chicago. He grew up on the streets of Chicago. Okay. Now that's as black as it get. He grew up on the streets of Chicago. He went to college, became a family therapist. Very smart man. And it took me a while to find him too. And I prayed on it. I asked the Lord, I said, nope, you know what my son needs. He has all these males in his family. All the males are there, all the males were available and accessible to him, but it was still something that they were not experienced in the sense of what a therapist or somebody who is educated in that behavioral science can do. Right. So, everybody was cool. It's like, yeah, I think, if you think that's going to help him and keep him on track, and because he wasn't a bad kid, it's just behavior, he was a heavyset kid. So if somebody talked about him or said something, my child was tearing in people's school up. And I was just like, see, you have to learn how to deal with this better than what you're doing. So I sure did. I took him to a therapist. And I think he's seen the therapist for maybe about a year. And he tells me that now. He said, Mom, a lot of what I learned from my therapist, I use a lot of that stuff even now, like triggers and the tools and different things. He said, I use that stuff now, and I really appreciate you taking me. And that meant and means a lot to me, because between 13 and 18 is the most trying time in the world for them. And if you don't get them some type of support, and I think what happened is parents don't know how to deal with them, and you just get tired of them. Like, see, I'm just not doing this with you. I'm just not doing this. And they might try to get disrespectful. I got to thank God for that. My son never did that, like that disrespectful and trying to talk back. And he knew, it's a bunch of males in my family and stuff. And it's like, dude, you already know, and that ain't gonna happen. So his was just mostly behavior, like at school, fighting, talking back to teachers, not doing his work, being defiant, that type of thing. Nothing in the household where he was disrespectful or rude or, none of that kind of stuff. He knew I wouldn't go for that anyway. But some people are going through that. Some people are going through, where their children are beating on them and hitting on them and, like doing things like that and stuff. And it's like, no. And me and my sister used to talk about this all the time. How you would see parents laughing at little things that kids did. And even like right now today, and we would say to each other, see, they must not know that little kid is going to grow up to be a teenager. And then from a teenager to an adult, and everything that kid is doing right now, like hitting you in your face and spitting on you and you laughing at it. Now, see, that little thing that's 2 years old is going to turn into a 16-year-old and spit on you and hit you again. And then you're going to be trying to call the police on him. No, stop that stuff now. Stop that stuff now. But anyway, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the freedom that comes after you raise your children and stuff. And just like, man, the whole little journey of raising kids, huh? It's a lot. It's really a lot. It's very rewarding. Just to know that on the opposite end, when you come through it, you brought some little people through it to be some pretty good adults. That's the blessing in all of that. And then God allowing you to be able to see it. That's good stuff. That, to me, that's good stuff. That's very rewarding. I love that. I love that, just to see all the things that you've gone through. And my two nieces used to live with me too, though. One came when she was 4 years old. The other one came when she was 4 weeks old. So it wasn't just my son in the house. It was 3 kids in the house. So, and they all came out to be really good people. And I was telling my niece this, I think it was just today I was telling her that she did a video, and she was at a restaurant, and the guy was asking her, did she want something or whatever? And she was saying, yes, please. She was saying, yes, please. And I said to her, you are always so nice and polite to people. And she answered back. She said, well, you taught me that. You taught me well. And it's like, yeah, be nice. There's no reason to run around and be nasty and rude and respectful to people. I mean, there's no reason for that. What's the whole point of that? But then when you got people that are, especially kids and young people that are growing up in households like that, you experience that, you see it outside, with young people. But it's like, ain't no reason in doing all that. But anyway, I done got a little chatty. I'm supposed to be working on this necklace. I love the way it's coming out so far. I really like it. Let's close it off. I don't need nothing else on here either, because once I put the lobster clasp on here, that'll give it a little bit more length. And let me roll it off. I'm gonna close it off. You guys already know how to close it off. I close off the wire, and then I turn it, and then I take the other side. Let's see. And then I take the wire. That's going to be kind of big. I don't want that like that. And then I'll close the wire off around it. I think this came out nice. I really love it. It's something, is it this one that's a little crooked? I'm gonna have to order me a couple more of these. Yeah, I like the way that came out. What you guys think? I just love the beads. As much color as I could put on these beads is what I am going to do. And then what I did is I put that one upside down. Can you see that? That one is upside down. So for me, I would never leave that like that. So what I'm going to do, not on camera, but after, I'm going to undo it, and I might have to use a different piece of wire, because the way that I have this rolled around, when I unroll it, these small beads won't be able to slide off or slide back on. So I might have to just use some more wire, and that's okay, because I could still use this wire for like earrings or something. So it's not wasted wire, or I could use the wire for like little charms or something. So it's not wasted. Even this little part right here, when I cut the wire off and everything, this could be accents. So none of it is wasted. But I just noticed that I put this one upside down. And that's okay. I wanted to see what it looks like. And I love the way it looks. I mean, I really like it. And I think with this, I would make a nice little cute pair of earrings. Just something dainty, like with one of the charms. And it would even be like one of these, that little cute glass one. So it would be just a cute little pair of earrings, just enough. Because sometimes you don't need very much. Especially when the necklace is blinged out. You don't need a whole lot. That's really pretty. Huh, what you guys think? That's really nice. Oh, and then I was saying what I'm going to probably do, because you really can't see that the word says love. Even on this one. I said to myself, I might even write the words smaller on these beads, or find like some type of some way or another where I could put the words on the beads and they're nicer and neater, like some way. If anybody know a way that I'm talking about, because I want to put more words on the beads and make the words smaller, as opposed to me writing on the beads. Another thing I was thinking I'm going to do too, and I'm probably going to do it, I'm going to take the wood beads, and I got pieces of newspaper, like like newspaper, and I'm going to cover some beads with the newspaper, just to see, and then mod it, and then see what it gives me, what type of look it gives me, because I was thinking that too. I really like the way this came out. It looks really nice. And see, when adding these black onyx beads and these gold beads, really set it off real good, as opposed to just putting just the love beads. Because I looked at it, I said, I don't think I like that. Because what I did is I pre-strung it on a piece of stretch cord with just these beads, and I didn't like it. So I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. But I like the way this came out. Really like it. You guys let me know what you think. But anyway, oh, and you guys are gonna be seeing like some different short videos, because I'm trying something. Like YouTube has this shorts, and it is helping with the channel. It does help me get more subscribers and like more views and like all this type of stuff. So every once in a while, I'm gonna throw in an extra little video that has nothing to do with jewelry making. And it's just to add a little extra something in to the channel, and just trying some different things. And I did start up an entirely new channel, and that channel is just for shorts. I'm doing just shorts, and those are like 60 seconds or less. And if you want to know about that channel, let me know, and I'll put the link in the description. And that one is just like 60 seconds, like boom, you just get to see. And you probably see them on this channel too, though, the quick ones that you see. Let me know what you guys think about those too. But anyway, Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK. I'm getting ready to do some more creating up in here, and we'll talk soon.